What's going on, Soul Fam, and welcome to Miradeetarot. I'm Mirade here today with your full moon in Libra tarot reading for March the 28th of 2021. To all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. To all of my old subscribers, thank you so much for your support. And to anyone who's new to this channel, please click the subscribe button down below for new moon, full moon, tarot readings and meditations. All right, I'll get right into it. So, as we all know, full moons are about releasing. So what are we letting go? This full moon in Libra is about partnership. It's about understanding and recognizing that in the season of Aries, the season of self, we still need each other. We still need other people. Now, what is standing in the way of that? That's what's coming up for us. So, I mean, don't be surprised if you're triggered in these next couple of days, or if you have been triggered in this, foreshadowing the past couple of days as well, with things that kind of bring up where you still need healing when it comes to trusting other people. Things where you still need healing when it comes to understanding that you don't need to be in survival mode all the time. Libra is all about partnership. And so what we need to understand is that the world wasn't meant to be built the way that it is, y'all. It's not meant to be built in a way where we're doing everything on our own all the time by ourselves. It actually doesn't mean anything more if you do it by yourself than if you do it with a community. You know, it's actually more efficient, it's more helpful, and you can get there faster if you have the right people. So you may even see this time around things coming up where you start to recognize that some of the people you thought were on your side aren't on your side. You know, you might have thought processes and things come up, old thoughts, old thought patterns coming up that tell you okay, this doesn't belong to me. Dang, this person said this to me however long ago. So yeah, so really expect to have those things come up for you this time around. So if shit hits the fan, it's no big deal. It's no worry. This is just a clearing. It's a cleansing. And in the season of Aries, especially in the season of Aries, it's not going to be subtle. Libra doesn't like confrontation, but Aries comes in hard and hot and heavy, and Aries is straight to the point. Aries is like an East Coaster, and Libra is somebody from the deep South, And so when Aries season comes through, it's okay, yeah, the confrontation sucks, and yeah, you don't really feel like being bothered with this stuff, but also it needs to be brought face to face and straight in front of your face because it can't be here anymore. This next phase of life that we're all moving into, for those of us who are doing the growth, we're moving into a phase of life where we're going to be running into partners, running into our soul family, running into people who are here to, who have similar dreams, who are here to build, because it's not separate dreams. We don't have separate dreams. We're all here to build a collective reality, a collective future, a collective new world. As this old world, kind of crumbles down and falls down behind us. And so that's to say that one of the other things that's coming in too that can't be missed with Libra is also about romantic relationships. Now, I know that a lot of us are running around and hollering and, talking about how we want a partnership, but part of what's going to be brought to our attention as well is what's keeping us away from our divine partnership. What's keeping us away from it. And I think part of that is from the way that we've been programmed. Part of it is that we believe that we have to be 100% perfect before we meet someone for us. Okay. The other part of it is that we believe that when we meet that person that's perfect for us, that it's not going to take work. We are all so damaged. We have all had so much damage, and we've all been through so many things. And this is not to say this in a victim way. This is saying that we've all been through so many things, and we all carry baggage, and we all carry habits, that there's no way you're going to meet somebody and all of a sudden that all goes away, because that's your responsibility to work on. That's your responsibility to handle. However, you can meet somebody in this form that you're in right now. And if that person is growing, and if that person is the person that's a vibrational match for you, because remember, what we think we want and what we're vibrating are completely different. If that person is a vibrational match for you, they are going to be someone who understands that this isn't going to show up perfect as it is. It's going to show up in a way that you guys are able to grow together and able to learn from each other, but it's going to take work. Don't let Hollywood fool you. Don't let the movies fool you, because that's not how it actually is, And so that's part of the problem, though, is that we have been kind of duped into that. So this Libra full moon brings us to the recognition that anything that we do, of course, it's going to feel amazing and great at first. But when the issues come up, when the problems come up, we can stand there with a partner that is like, a partner that is supportive and a partner that is understanding. We can stand there with them and we can work through these things together. That is not an excuse to stay in a toxic relationship or a relationship where growth is not happening. That's not a reason to stagnate. If it doesn't feel expansive, that's not it. But if it's something that feels expansive and just little humps come up in the road, that's fine. It's going to happen. And so that comes up to you to be able to be aware enough within yourself. Again, bringing up the Aries season self, it's up to you to be aware enough within yourself to recognize whether this is a trauma pattern or whether this is actually something that's worth pursuing and something that's growing and something that's like going to expand into something better. And especially when it comes to like, a lot of us in the Black community and stuff like that, there is nothing cute about struggle love. Let it go. Because a lot of people think that being in relationships that have a lot of problems and being in relationships and sticking through toxicity means that that proves and shows your love even more. It don't. Like I said, love is free. And if you're paying a price for it, you are being scammed. And so this is to say that it does take work, but it also doesn't validate your love for anybody if you have to work extra hella hard for it. If you have to sit up here and struggle and beat yourself down and tear yourself down to get acceptance, no. We're not doing that anymore. And so that's what Libra is going to bring up a lot of our attention to, is where we're doing those things to ourselves. And in Aries season, she's not going to be easy, y'all. She coming in, like I said, hard and hot. So that's to say, I'm going to go ahead and get into the tarot aspect of this and see what we have. So hang tight. All right. So welcome to the tarot portion of this reading. So fam, I am working with a Thoth deck today. It's based on ancient Egyptian magic and Hermetic principles. And it's one of my favorite decks. I've really been feeling this one. Really been feeling the need to work with it and tap into it. It's a good deck. Between this and the Hermetic tarot, it's been wild. It's been good. So I am going to pull a few cards today, keep it short and sweet and simple, because the message is the message. There's no need to get all deep and crazy and elaborate. It will mean to you what it means to you, and that'll be different for each and every person. And that's also to say that, yeah, take it for what it is. This is guidance. There are energies at work all over the place. And so this is basically just a translation of the energy, but, use this as a tool. It's not anything to be afraid of. It's not anything to be intimidated by. It's just a tool. These energies are coming up to help us to grow and become more of our highest and best selves. So that's to say, today I'm going to pull 3 cards and then pull an advice card. So the first card will be about what we're releasing, what we're letting go of. The second card will be about what we're making room for. And then the third card will be about how to sustain ourselves during this time, how to best handle that. And then I'll pull a card for advice, one to tie everything together, and we'll be on with this. So the first card that I pull is the Ace of Pentacles. What are we letting go of? We're letting go of anything that keeps us from moving forward toward the things that are waiting for us. And so the Ace of Discs comes up to say that new things are ready to come in for you. What energies, what things in your life are taking up energy that don't need that, you know what I mean, that could be being put into other things. So the Ace of Discs comes up to say, yeah, the opportunities are waiting here. A lot of us are sitting around talking about how we want these things and how we need these things and how we're like trying to move in this direction, but we're holding on to a lot of stuff that doesn't even fit on that path. It's like saying, hey, I want to move into a house that's like, I want to move into a really nice, super clean house, and then bring in bags and bags of trash with you. It's like, okay, that can't come with you. And so that's what I'm saying, is a lot of us are putting energy into it, and and that's, I'm guilty of it too. We all are putting energy into things that could be going into something else. And so we're missing out on the opportunities. So again, Aries season, with the spring, with the ground thawing, there are a lot of things popping up for us. And so the things that we're releasing are the things that are standing in the way of our opportunities. Sit down. I would suggest writing things down. Journaling is always your best friend. I would suggest writing down where you want to go, and then looking at your your life. If you're trying to move into the direction of being physically healthier, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not a great idea to continue to hang around people who, drink and do drugs all the time. If you are planning on moving toward a place where you are living your highest dreams and being successful according to your standards, maybe you should step away from things and people that are stagnant and start to go and find mentors in the area that you're kind of, in the area that you're moving toward or that you want to. And so again, it doesn't ever have to be malicious when we're letting go of things, and it doesn't ever have to be a thing where we're hateful. It's just a recognition that some things have run their course. The only constant in life is change. That's what life is. It's constant change. What can go and what can't go with what you're trying to create. That's the only thing. So just be open to new opportunities and how they may show up for you, because again, we're living in accelerated time. And so as quickly as you let these things go, you'll see new things show up. When do things show up the most? When we're not expecting them. So just let go and release with the intention of being a better version of yourself. And then once that happens, then you'll start to see other things show up in that place. So what we're making room for, I think that was pretty self-explanatory. Man, look at that. The lust card comes up, and the lust card is about living your best life, living from the soul. This is living in your highest space of creation. The lust card is about exploding from the truth and the core of who you are in this world, and doing that shit without without holding back. You know what I'm saying? This is doing that without allowing yourself to be held back by the judgments of the outside world. This lady is here. She is vibrant. She is alive, and she is living in all her glory. And do you know what the best part of living in all of your glory is? And living as the person that you were brought here and created to be is you inspire others to be more of themselves as well. That is where inspiration comes from. Now we can try to influence people, and we can try to manipulate, or we can step into the truth and beauty of who we are and just watch the world around us shift. Watch the world around us change. Watch the way we connect with other people change. Watch the partnerships we bring in change. Watch the opportunities that come up for us change. And do this unbridled. This is just allowing yourself. And I love this card because every time I try to explain it, there is no words to encompass the within that shines out into the world from you, and so that's what we're here to do. I guess I always say it, Frank Sinatra said it the best: you think you seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. And it's just just who you are is so beautiful and amazing, and the levels of that you're going to uncover through releasing these old patterns and things like that is something that you can't even possibly fathom or imagine because you haven't experienced it. And the thing is that there's this new version of yourself, this new part of yourself that's waiting to be born, waiting to be birthed into this world. And it can be scary and it can be painful, but all things that are born anew come from a place of, a place of pressure and a little bit of pain, a lot of bit of pain. I'm not even gonna lie. And so this is what this is coming from. Your highest expression is on its way. It's already within you. It's ready to be born. So go ahead and let yourself go through this spiritual labor to deliver this new, beautiful version of yourself, because it is beyond what you could expect. So, coming up after that, how do we sustain ourselves? Understanding abundance, celebrating. So the Three of Cups talks about celebration rather than looking at this as a failure or looking at this as a thing that we're letting go of. Celebrate all the possibilities of who you are right now, celebrating who you are right now, and all of the possibilities of who you can become. Do this with people who are like-minded. Sit there, talk together about what you about what your future looks like. Talk about it as if it's already happening. Talk about it as if it has already happened. Oh, you remember that time that this thing happened or that thing happened? Remember that time you made $100,000 that year? Yeah, that was pretty tight. I have a friend that I do that with all the time, and it's amazing. And so the way that you're going to sustain yourself through this is to look at this as a way of celebrating that your hard work deserves to deserves a payoff, you know? And so that's the whole thing, is that the person working to be who you are deserves a payoff. In order to get the payoff, you have to accept that, you know, you have to accept that you've become a new person. You have to celebrate who you are, and you have to celebrate the work, and you have to stop holding yourself back for people who can do the work but are choosing not to, you know? And so, because what you're essentially saying is, yeah, that I've done all this work, but I don't deserve it because these people aren't coming with me. You deserve it. And you're going to inspire them as well by becoming more of yourself. Walk the path. Celebrate yourself. There's a lot of stuff coming in for you. So really make sure you're taking that time to do that. Like, as you can see with all of these cards, though, it's like there's so much beauty coming in for you. Like, stop being afraid of the good stuff. Stop being afraid of like what you truly deserve. Like, because you deserve exactly what you think you deserve. And so, and that's not so that's to say that everybody deserves the absolute best, but the only thing that's keeping you from having the absolute best is your belief about what you can and can't have, you know? And your approach as well. Like, you have to do the inner work. Ooh, all right. And so we see the advice card, the Lovers. And this is a perfect card to come up during Libra season, because it is ruled by Venus. You know, and also it talks about not only the external union and finding our divine partnerships and not attracting our divine partnerships, running into our divine partnerships, but this also talks about the union within the self. And so when the Lovers comes up, the Lovers talks about, like, you know, marrying the dark parts of yourself, the inner parts, the parts that you hate, the parts that you don't like, you know, and bringing those together with the parts of yourself that you absolutely love and adore, because all of those things are you. And the only reason that you think that anything is wrong with those parts of yourself, the parts that we, you know, push away into the corner, is because at some point in life somebody told you that, you know, those parts weren't good enough, or they were annoying, or they didn't deserve love. Every single piece of you deserves love at all times. Absolutely 110% deserve love. So please open yourself up to that. Open your heart up to that. And so you can start to believe it, and, like, you know, start to change the programming in your mind that tells you that you don't deserve these things. So this also, again, talks about a lot of divine partnerships. And so expect that to come in. The more that expect is not the right word. Open yourself up, work on yourself, and it's going to show up for you. And that's the thing. It's going to show up for you in ways that you least expect. And again, like I said earlier, it's not going to be without struggle. It's not going to be without work. You know, this stuff comes up. But again, as I said, differentiate between struggle love and between, like, you know, something that actually is moving, that's actually moving toward growth between you and another person. Okay? And so that is what I have as far as that part of the reading goes. I will pull a card from the Native Heart Oracle as well. And this is to just kind of give us a little bit more clarity and tie things together on our path. Native Heart Oracle is pretty tight. I really like it. All right. Anybody? Oh, Primal Flower Essence. We'll take that today. So we have the Primal Flower Essence, which is the card number 6. Number 6. Let me find it in my book, y'all. And I'll read it to y'all. We'll read it. Okay, Primal Flower Essence. The next step, real world application, service to others. This healing mandala is drawing your awareness to the new level of service you are opening to. Your higher self sees that you are ready to flourish. Your soul recognizes the effort you have been given to growing. Your soul recognizes the effort you have been given to growing, learning, and the great journey that you are undertaking inward. You have reached the pinnacle and are now ready to step further into service and share the wisdom you have gathered across lifetimes. Your primal flower is the core of your being that speaks of all that you are from the earliest stages of evolution until now. The wisdom we speak of here is that of experience rather than book learning. Be the beautiful flower you are, full of the seeds of wisdom, and the gentle winds will blow your wisdom and nourishment both to awaiting and unsuspecting souls, so that they too may awaken the may awaken the flower that lies within their hearts. All right, so there you have it, soul fam. We got quite a bit coming up with this Libra full moon, as is always the case. Like, we're just letting go of stuff that stands in the way of our connection. We are supposed to be community creatures, and we are, like, people always talking about the self-love and stuff, but we are social creatures. We are meant to love each other. We are not meant to do this life alone, and you don't get any more points or credits or medals or anything for doing this completely by yourself. It don't mean nothing. Not nothing, so open yourself up to, like, community and stuff like that. Healthy community, people that are supportive, people that are moving in the same direction or similar direction to you. And that's what it is we have to become aware, and we have to become accountable for the people that we're allowing into our lives, into our spaces, and allowing ourselves to transform, transcend, and move forward. We are moving to a place where we are understanding life from the perspective of the human collective, and it's such a beautiful place to be. So anything that's standing in the way of that, you don't have to force it to happen, because don't worry, it's going to boil up itself, and it won't be gentle. But just remember that it is an experience of, like, growth, and it all is about, like, love and growth. And so when it comes up, the best advice I can give is don't repress it. Allow it to boil up. Something that I like to do is I like to voice record and talk to myself and say, okay, talk about exactly how I'm feeling. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't care how negative or whatever it is, like how negative it is. Like, I just talk about it, and then I listen to it, and then I can come back and, like, usually an answer surfaces, or like some type of realization surfaces about how I need to grow. So that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I am so grateful for y'all. Continue to learn and grow. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for being here. If you would like to book your personal readings, go to www.miradeetarot.com, where I do personal readings, half hour, 15 minutes, also dream interpretation, and I sell orgonites and things as well on my website. Follow me on Instagram for updates. I may be doing a daily card again soon. I'm not really certain, but yeah, follow me on Instagram at miradeetarot. And also at Mirror's Pyramid Prescriptions. I will be putting it in the description down below so that you can find your way. I really appreciate y'all, and thank you so much for being here. Until next time, I'll see y'all. Peace.